Hey guys, this week we are working with ganache for this L.O.L surprise drip cake. I'm just sticking my 6-inch round cake on a 6-inch cake drum with white ganache. You'll see I have trimmed the outer edge to leave a little gap. You may also notice it's bright pink. I'm not usually a fan of colouring the sponges as they usually already have so much colouring on the outside, but this was for my niece, so I'm allowed to break the rules a little bit. All I used to colour it was pink airbrush colour in the batter. My vanilla cake recipe and vanilla buttercream recipe are always linked below. I'm stacking it up 4 layers high with some teal coloured buttercream. Take a scraper and butt it up against the cake drum, making sure none of the cake touches your scraper. If it does, just trim a little bit off. The gap between the scraper and the cake will be filled with ganache, and it's what will give you your nice straight edge. Remove any excess buttercream with a palette knife. Here I've got my bowl of white chocolate ganache. I have a full video on how to make this linked below, and it's a 3:1 ratio. As I'm sure you're aware, there is a shortage of liquid whitener, so I'm using the powder, which is why you may see little white flecks in it, but we're just having to roll with it. I'm just adding blue water-based airbrush colour and stirring it in. The slightly yellow base colour of the chocolate will turn it a green hue. Luckily, this was the colour I was aiming for anyway, but just bear that in mind when you're making your own colours. Give your cake a full rough coat in this to seal all the little crumbs in and give it stability for the next layer. Just make sure none of this layer sticks out past the drum. Once that's set, you can add a thicker outer layer which should be nice and crumb free. I'm just taking my Pro Froster, putting it up against the cake drum and smoothing it round. You'll see it's already given it straight sides and we just need to fill in these craters. All you have to do is keep filling the holes, smoothing it round, fill in the holes, smoothing it round, and you will eventually see the sides and the top edge become sharp. As this is a 3:1 ratio, we're going to add a tad bit of milk to some warm ganache to thin it down for the drip. You could of course just add cream, but I'd used all mine, so milk is a quick fix. Once that's incorporated, I'm adding a few drops of pink airbrush colour a little bit at a time until I get my desired shade. You can see that it runs off the spatula rather than plopping off in blobs. I've pushed the piping bag down inside a tall cup to make it easy for filling up. Then simply unfold the edges of the bag, twist the top, and once the tip is snipped off with scissors, you're ready to go. Place the tip of the bag on the edge of the cake and gently squeeze drips in various lengths all down the sides. Then squirt some of the excess ganache into the centre and smooth it all out with a spatula. Whilst this is still soft, I'm adding some complementing sprinkles. This is the Unicorn Poop Mixture by Sprinkletti. I'm covering the board in a very pale pink sugar paste using the toilet seat method. I use this on pretty much every cake, and again it's always linked below. I've popped some pink ganache into a piping bag with a 1M star tip. I'm just adding a little blob to the top of the cake to hold on the L.O.L ball. This is an unopened one, which makes a great gift in addition to the cake. You just want to wipe it with a food safe wipe and allow it to dry. I'm then piping ganache stars around the back as once they've set, it's not going anywhere. I've also bought another one of these balls to open up and use the figure inside as a decoration. The balls vary in price, but these were $6.99 each. If I were to make these in sugar paste, it would be my hourly rate, plus materials, plus a tiny bit of profit, so I'll let you do the maths and decide which you prefer. Popping the figure on takes a matter of seconds versus the time taken to make a model, so it's your call. This brand also makes a lot of sweet treats, and I picked up some Kinder-style eggs, which again I've cleaned and allowed to dry. I've placed the egg on a very tall swirl of ganache to give it a bit of extra height, and then securing another one down on the board with more stars of ganache. They also make chocolate lollies, which are a nice quick decoration. However, the sticks aren't very long if you want them in a specific place, so I'm just taking a kebab stick and some white tape. Florist tape will do, and I'm securing them both together. You can see it's nice and secure, and it just lengthens the stick so you're able to place it where you want. Now continue to use the rest of your pink ganache covering the drum. Whilst my batch of buttercream is mixing up for the rest of the decoration, because I've run out of ganache, I'm adding the name in hot pink sugar paste using tappets. Lots of people can get frustrated with these, but you can't deny they look pretty good, so I'll leave the link below to a handy tutorial. In the same hot pink, I've also made the age from this mould, just adding L.O.L powder to the paste, pushing it into the dusted cavity. I'll leave everything I'm using linked below. Now my buttercream is ready, I've coloured it blue, and I'm continuing to fill up any gaps with stars and swirls. Same with regular vanilla buttercream, before adding on pink themed sweets and more L.O.L goodies. Lastly, fill in any gaps with more sprinkles and tiny sweets. No drip cake like this will be complete without that white sugar flare glitter pump. But be warned, it gets everywhere. And we're all done. L.O.L is still a big popular brand, so you should be able to find the sweets fairly easily, and the birthday boy or girl still gets that extra surprise with the one unopened ball on the top. As you can see, the eggs, lollies and the ball are all blue and pink themed, so the colour scheme pretty much chooses itself. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if you have made an L.O.L cake in the comments below, and I'll see you again next week. Bye guys.